Hello children, the syllabus for CBSE class 12 related to unit 1, that is electrostatics, is complete now. Now I will discuss some more topics which are necessary for competitive examinations. Although its derivation is not required, but I will discuss the derivations also so that you can understand the effectiveness easily. Okay, so today I will discuss about the use of Coulomb's law to find electric field intensity at a point due to a line charge. I discussed this with the help of Gauss law in the previous lecture, which was in the CBSE syllabus. So let us discuss this topic, and you also asked about the derivation of this earlier. Okay, so let us discuss this one. Suppose you have a thin rod, thin wire on which a charge is distributed uniformly along its length. You already know that such type of distribution of charge is called linear charge distribution, and we take linear charge density as the standard charge for the study of such type of charge, effectiveness of study of such type of charge. So this is a line charge. This is also called a line charge. Its length is infinity. Suppose here is a point P where electric field is to be obtained due to this line charge, and the distance of this point P is x from this charge distribution. As you know, Coulomb's law is applicable for a point charge. So we will come to the point charge for this line charge. This line charge can be supposed to be made of a large number of small elements. Let us consider one such infinitesimally small element, and that element is this one. Suppose this is the element. This element is here at A. This point is O. Length of this element is, suppose it is dl. Length of the element is dl. And linear charge density is lambda. Okay. So charge of this small element means charge on the small element AB is, suppose it is small q equal to lambda into length. Lambda is charge per unit length into length is the total charge on this small element. This small element can be treated as a point charge carrying charge lambda dl. Now according to Coulomb's law, electric field at point P due to this charge will be in which direction? This will be in this direction. This is electric field due to this element. Suppose this angle is theta. So this angle will also be theta. And this E will have two components, one along this line. This is E cos theta. And other along this line. This is E sin theta. Got it? Now let us find the expression for E. By Coulomb's law, electric field at P due to the small element AB is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q means lambda dl. By if this distance is r, you can write r square. Suppose this distance is L. Now, see this E cos theta due to this. Now, let us have another element of the same length dl and at the same distance from O in this side. Okay, so magnitude of electric field due to the element in this side will also be this one, and the direction of that electric field will be this one, you see, and this will have two components, one along this and other along this. So the components of electric field at P along the direction perpendicular to this line, okay, means joining the wire to the point P, will be cancelled out due to the symmetrical elements around O. Is it clear? So there will be no net field along the direction perpendicular to this line, but all the elements will contribute electric field in this direction. Hence net electric field will be in this direction, along the direction of E cos theta. Is it clear? So I will find the expression for electric field along this direction due to all the elements, and that will be the net electric field. So therefore net electric field at P due to the wire of infinite length is, you see, E net is equal to E cos theta, and that will be integrated. Is it clear? E cos theta, that will be integrated. But here E cos theta has how many variables? You see, this theta is variable. For different positions of AB, theta will different. Suppose the AB is here, then theta will be smaller. If AB is here, theta will be greater. So theta is variable. In E, 1 by 4 pi epsilon it is constant. Lambda is constant. L is variable. Suppose AB is here, L will be this one. AB is here, L will be this one. So L is variable. And R is also variable. So to integrate the value for E, we have to change all the variables in the single variable, and for that I just write it here. You see, integration of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda integration of dl by r squared cos theta. So all these are under integral. L, R and theta are variable. So let us express L, R and theta in terms of theta. Okay. So from this diagram, you just see, from this diagram, cos theta is equal to, you see, cos theta is equal to base x by r, x by r. So this r can be written as x by cos theta, means this is x sec theta. Got it? So r has been changed in terms of theta. Now change L. You know tan theta is equal to x by L. X by L. if you differentiate it, it will be sec square theta is equal to x d theta into dl. Sorry, 1 minute. Please wait for a minute. This will be L by x, perpendicular by base. Tan theta is equal to L by x. So from here you can write L is equal to x tan theta. And if you differentiate it with respect to theta, it will be dl by d theta. It is equal to x is constant and d by d theta tan theta. D by d theta tan theta is sec square theta. So it will be sec square theta. And from here you can write dl is equal to x sec square theta d theta. So this is x sec square theta d theta. Got it? Now I will substitute all these values here. So this will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda integration of. You see dl means x sec square theta d theta. X sec square theta d theta by r. R is equal to x sec theta. So this will be x square sec square theta. And then this cos theta. Okay. It is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda x square sec square theta is denominator and numerator x sec square theta d theta. So sec square theta will be cancelled out and this x will cancel this square. So you will have lambda by x integration of cos theta d theta. Now see, if the wire is of infinite length, means if the wire is of infinite length, you see this theta will increase. And for the wire of infinite length, this theta will become 90 degree because two parallel lines meet at infinity. So if this and this line will become parallel to each other, then the wire will supposed to be of infinite length. And in that case, this theta will become pi by 2. So integrate this for 0 to pi by 2. Means this will be 0 to pi by 2. Okay. Now this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. Cos theta, integration of cos theta is sin theta. This is 0 to pi by 2. So this will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. You see this is sin pi by 2 minus sin 0. It will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. Sin pi by 2 is 1 and sin 0 is 0. So this is the electric field. You see its direction. If this charge is positively charged, this wire is positively charged, then the electric field will be away from the wire. And if the wire is negatively charged, then the field will be towards the wire. Is it clear? So this is the final expression for electric field at a point due to an infinite uniform line charge. Got it? Thank you.